gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and friends, nerds and geeks, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Karl Urban. And last but certainly not least.
Last but not least, America's Jack Quaid! Can you tell me just got laid? We're going to be on this season of Bachelor in Paradise. It's going to be amazing.
Welcome.
Hey.
So Karl, you've been here a few times.
Oh, that's good. Great to be back. How y'all doing down there? Great? Right. I see some cosplay, some boys cosplay in the audience. It's amazing.
Yeah, everybody can see boys cosplay. Stand up. That way we get a good view.
So hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. You guys are, I saw some, oh, we got some pictures. Laser baby.
Laser baby.
Laser baby, laser baby. Just do a baby. Y'all, put up your hands when you see the boys. Thank you.
They tried to trick me that it was a Gotham panel, and I was like, no way. So, because you've been here several times, convinced this one to join you this go around?
Yeah.
So Jack, welcome to DragonCon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's really bringing me into this world. It's almost like Butcher and Hughie, but with conventions. It's like, come on, you'll love it. You're welcome.
I love that. Is this truly one of your first conventions?
I mean, we did, Comic-Con, but we haven't really gotten a chance to interact with you guys like we've gotten to. We did Fan Expo Toronto last week. But this is amazing, guys. I've had such a good time here. You guys are incredible.
Y'all have nice parties, right?
Yeah. Oh, I've heard they are spicy. I have heard they're real spicy.
Allegedly.
I don't know. I've heard that they're really spicy.
So before we throw it out to the audience, because everyone is dying to ask you lots of questions about the show, because it kind of came fast and furious. And we just finished it up just a couple of weeks ago, right? What day did it go on Amazon? Okay, so we had about a month to watch it and massage it and marinate in it, watch it a couple of times. So Jack, what drew you to the script? How did you get introduced to the boys?
I wasn't aware that it was a comic book initially. The script came from my representatives and my agents, not like my congressman or anything like that. But I read the script and I didn't know it was a comic, but it was so amazing because I just thought somebody made a script about the world as it is today and then just inserted superheroes in it, and then to realize it was this comic book from the early 2000s. As soon as I got cast, I just dove right into it and I loved it, and this experience has been absolutely incredible. It's been so great. This show has been like, you guys, the boys and the soups, they've all become my family. It's been amazing.
Karl, yourself, how were you brought to the boys?
A pretty simple process, really.
I think his microphone's not on, is the way I'm translating the audio.
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this side? It's not on this side?
Aww.
Can you do anything about that at all?
I can yell what he's saying.
Can you hear Jack's mic? Thanks, Jack. As you work, yeah.
Hi. Oh, no. Oh, I can hear it. Oh, God. Hey, Karl, what brought you to the script?
The car. No, what brought me to the script? Well, it just is very much like Jack, just the same way that a project comes to me is by my reps, and I read it, and I thought it was fucking diabolical.
that's something that I'd like to do. And then I went and had a meeting with the producers and with Eric Kripke, and I thought, I just can't not do this. I've never read anything like it for a start, and I've never seen anything on television like it before. That to me is a pretty good indication that it's something worthwhile doing.
That's a fair answer. And I think fans agree. Definitely worth doing. So it's been greenlit for a second season?
Yeah, we're already halfway through shooting.
We're there.
You are not ready at all.
Fucking ready.
You thought we went there last season. Holy shit.
I'm trying to tell you right now, I think we have done something this season that's going to go down in television history. I shit you not.
Oh my god. I'm for sure traumatized. Definitely. Even more so.
Well, in shooting, if you're halfway through season 2, does that give you an indication of how many episodes fans might be able to
Same
enjoy?
again, we're doing another 8.
Another 8? Okay, great.
We need more. They're dense though. They're like really the quality. I think this season's even better than the first. Can we hear me on this side? Some of you are going like this.
Can you guys hear me on it? Because I'll switch the mic. I don't care. It's not about me. Okay, so just run the mics down. I don't need, nobody hears what I say. Here.
Oh, okay, let's change it up.
It's like a weird three-way. All right. You didn't hear that.
Some people heard it for sure. All right.
Awesome. Out in the audience, we have Jen and Alyssa, correct? Jen, wave your hand. Or you're Alyssa? Alyssa, Jen's over here. Jen's here. Alyssa's here. Awesome. So if you have questions lined up behind those lovely gals, and they'll take good care of you. Oh, wow, I'll get another microphone. Let me put it in my other
Oh my god, wait.
This is awesome.
We're gonna have 12 microphones by the end of this.
I mean, you think these guys would have their fuck. Okay.
Oh my god. Is that better? Okay. Great. Technical
Questions from the
difficulties.
audience.
Yes.
What do you want to know? Line up. Let's start.
All right, Alyssa, number 1.
Hello.
Oh, it looks like it's
Oh my
Ruby
God.
Rod.
We have an
straight
extra
from
mic if you
Boston
need it.
Paradise. Oh, her microphone. Oh, please let hers work. Kraken, honey, you're killing me over there.
30 seconds. Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Hell yeah.
She's ready to sing.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi. So Karl, I was just curious because we've seen you do so many different accents throughout all the shows you've done. So what was the inspiration behind this particular one?
It's an inside secret.
Hello.
It's more of a feel. This one. Yeah, it's sort of something that. Is this more?
We're at 5.
We're at 5.
I said 12. We might get there.
Thank you very much. Okay.
This is fucking outrageous.
Not that she's had to crawl up here. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You're the best. Hi. I love your contact lenses. They're diabolical.
Yeah. So it's about a vibe, dude.
Fine. Next question.
It's a whole butcher vibe. It's a thing.
Jen,
Let's go
what do you
with
have?
Hello. I'm only doing this because my brother asked me to. I've never done this before.
Oh, well, thanks for doing it with us.
And he said, make it happen. So I'm like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah, you're doing great, sweetie.
No, I'm scared to death. So this is for Karl. My brother's been following your career for like a decade or more. He's been admiring you forever. In fact, he loves your acting so much that he modeled a character in his very first novel after you. And he wanted me to give you a copy of the novel. So I wondered if I could either do it now or if I could send it someplace, because it's not appropriate to give it to you now.
We'll have somebody bring it up here in a minute. How's that sound?
That's perfect.
All right, awesome. Come on, girl.
Thank you so much. That's lovely. Bring it up.
He's gonna take it now.
Come over here.
We're gonna try to give it up. We're such a well-oiled machine here at DragonCon.
Oh, that's right.
So you're the best sister to do this for your brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
And the tide turns.
Cool.
It's a family affair.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Rush hour.
It was the crappiest part of Ethan Tanner's day, besides staring at dead bodies. Shattered. The dog tags hanging from the rear window mirrors. 67 Mustang. Thank you. I will read this. Thank you very much.
Hello, this question is for Karl. Hi, my wife and I binge watched the show, absolutely diabolical. I've only read the first issue of the comics, and a notable difference is that Butcher has a dog in the comics. Did you discuss having the dog during production of the first season?
Yeah, well, the Terror was actually in one of the flashbacks, and I'm happy to say Terror is going to be in season 2.
Yep.
You know, there are a lot of sort of differences between our show and the comics. You know, like in the comics, all the boys are, you know, V'd up and they have, you know, extra strength and agility to sort of help them go more, you know, toe-to-toe and one-on-one with the suits. But, you know, and obviously in the comics, Beck is dead and she's alive in our show. So, you know, I think really that Eric Kripke, the showrunner, has taken those comics as really a great starting point and, you know, is building upon that world and it's, I can't wait for you guys to see what we're doing in season 2. It's crazy. Thank you.
Good question. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. So when I get excited or obsessed about something that's based on a book, I usually read it. Should I read it or should I just wait?
Read it! Yeah, sure.
Read it? Like, have you read
Prepare
it?
yourself.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to be surprised. Like in the first scene when, you know, your girlfriend just obliterates in front of your face. I had no idea what was going on. I thought it blinked and something happened that I didn't see. So should I just wait and be surprised?
Are you saying, do you think that the books would spoil the show for you?
Yeah.
I think we take enough liberties from the books to where I think you could probably do both simultaneously. You might see some stuff, but we do it in a different way. Like the whole Robin death scene is done in a slightly different way in the comics. But yeah, I think you could do both in tandem for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I watched the show with my wife. Apparently this is a family show. There's a common theme here. I was just curious, and my wife is very concerned, at the end of the first season, is the baby okay? This is important. We want to watch season 2.
You know what? That's a spoiler. I would love to tell you, but I'm not going to. But you will, I guarantee you will find out in season 2. Yeah, I promise you that.
Thank you for telling us that.
Hi. Hi. Okay, so this is kind of a question for both of you, but specifically also directed at Karl Urban. I know you wear these lovely Hawaiian shirts all the time. You look great in them. Good choice. But in the comics, Billy Butcher wears a lot of black and not a lot of colorful stuff. So is that something that you had an input on? And then also, you know, do either of you have any input on wardrobing and stuff for your characters?
I'll answer the question about Butcher for sure. No, it's a discussion with the costume department. It's been really great. They've been everyone on the show has been super collaborative with the cast. I know with Hughie's band t-shirts that he wears, that was a total thing between me, Eric, and the costume designer, because he wanted to go more like Ramones, like punk bands, and I'm like, no, Hughie's into Billy Joel. Or Hughie's into James Taylor. So we figured the more hardcore ones are maybe hand-me-downs from Dad, and the Billy Joel one is all Hughie. So it was cool, it's been a discussion.
I'm trying to get wardrobe to get him a Kenny G.
We're not gonna go there.
Big fucking flute.
No. I'm not going that far.
As far as Butcher's wardrobe goes, the wardrobe designer came up to me with a panel from the boys' comics, and there was apparently one panel where he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and they said, we're kind of thinking of this, and I'm like, great. So that's, you know, kind of where we went with it, yeah, so it's, I had a lot of fun, and they, you know, it's something dear to my heart. I love a good Hawaiian shirt, clearly.
Yeah. This is just Karl.
It may be an addiction.
On the subject of clothes, I just want to point out, somehow Karl and I are both wearing tiger shirts today, and we did not plan this at all. We found this out in the car. I was just like, motherfucker.
We did this con last weekend, and we were both wearing crane shirts. We'd had, it's like, oh, Jake's like, oh, should I not wear it? No, I fucking wear it.
It's fine.
He hops in the car this morning without looking, he goes, thank God we're not wearing the same thing. You're not wearing tigers. So he looks at me and goes, fuck off, get out of here.
You look like an adorable couple that just got married and on their way to Tahiti.
He's so good, man.
He's over there. I'll take it.
Married.
That's our mood right now, that's it.
Dad jokes all day.
Good afternoon. My question is on Butcher's internal character motivation. In the comics, he knows his wife is dead, and in the movies, he kind of assumes, or the TV show, I'm sorry, kind of assumes that his wife is dead, but he doesn't really know for sure. So I was wondering if he still has hope. Like inside, how do you, as a character, form your motivation?
Form the rage.
Basically, like.
Do you mean the rage? Is that what you speak of?
How do I form the rage? How do I form the rage? It's been a long day, I'm sorry.
Well, the question
Do I
seems...
form the rage? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, as far as Butcher is concerned, Homelander killed her. He doesn't have the evidence, but he's a smart enough guy to know that he's seen what he's seen on the video. He's assumed that he's either directly involved in her, complicit in her murder, or that he's done something to her and she's gone and killed herself. Either way, it comes back to Homelander, and so the motivation for him is exactly the same. Well, very much the same. I mean, in the comics, obviously, it's a lot more graphic, and Butcher was sort of there when it all went south in a big way. So if you haven't read the comics, I won't spoil it for you, but it involves a laser baby and a birth that doesn't go well. Yeah. So, yes, Master. Thank you for your question. Aladdin.
Toad. Did you say Aladdin?
Toad! It's Aladdin, right?
Toad! From Mario Kart! From Mario Universe! I'm sorry.
Oh, Aladdin. That's a very fucking Aladdin.
I will walk off.
I like your Aladdin, dude.
I'm just gonna let this slide.
You could be my Aladdin anyway.
Why?
Yes. Or Pikachu over here.
Pikachu.
There, you got that one.
Hi Karl, hi Jack, hi Tony. This is a question for the both of you. You both have a history of doing kind of these dark, gritty, societal, political issue films or TV shows, like The Hunger Games or...
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah.
Or even something like Dread for Karl. So are you drawn to these roles, or what is it in particular that you like about these roles that you would pick them?
I think it's always so amazing and important when you're in something that feels so current. And I just think it's a great way, art is such a great way to just talk about the time that we live in. And I just always find that that's a really amazing and thrilling opportunity, especially this show. Like I said, I didn't know initially that it was based off a comic book, and the fact that we get to talk about these very real issues, and we're not shying away from that in season 2, by the way, either. Is really, really cool, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, if the right script comes along, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, this is amazing.
I mean, I never planned anything in my life as far as my career. It's just dumb luck. But I certainly really am drawn to characters that are somewhat morally ambivalent. Shades of grey interest me. Nothing that's just not, cardboard cut out, black and white, I think is good. And Butcher certainly provides an opportunity to do that. I love it that people like oscillate between this guy's a hero and this guy's a complete asshole, a bastard, and a villain. And hopefully, if I do my job right, then that's exactly what I want. I want you to root for him, because fundamentally, Butcher's motivation comes from love. His love for his wife is it's definitive. It's what inspires him. It's what motivates him, and so I think once an audience understands that, then you can forgive a lot of the diabolical shit that he does. Thank you.
Thanks.
Karl, first, great job singing on Instagram yesterday. Appreciate that. Second of all, what was your best and worst day on set first season of the show?
I think one of my best days was freaking Jack Quaid the fuck out. Yeah.
That was every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was every day.
There was one day where they asked him to hop into a passenger seat of a car that I was driving. And that was fun. And I had to pull into, we had translucent in the boot, and we had to peel into the parking lot of the restaurant at speed. That was a good day.
It was a great day. He really it was very simple. He just had to pull into a parking spot, basically. But you drifted a bit. You did a lot. You did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me. But we did it, and it's in the show.
And here's the good news. I topped it for season 2 already. I have never seen this guy so fucking shit scared.
He
You'll
took
see
a
it.
photo of it.
The terror is real, that's all I'm gonna say.
You'll see.
But do you get the opportunity to get him back, though?
No.
It doesn't work like that, it's not in the contract, it's not in the script, no.
This is never in the script. There's no opportunities. Hopefully, eventually, the show gets to a point where maybe Hughie can get him back, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
One of the things that really impressed me about the show, not knowing the comics as much, is the humor in it. There's a lot of laugh out loud, but there's also a lot of really subtle, great dialogue, and I'm wondering how much of that comes directly from the script and how much y'all sort of improv as you're making it.
I give a lot of credit to our amazing showrunner, Eric Kripke, give it up for Eric. He's incredible. So collaborative with the actors, and we get it once scripted, and then we get to kind of go out on our own. I think that whole Matrix bit in the car was just us basically, and there's a few lines, but it's cool to have somebody that will let you go a little bit further with it, but also it's always a conversation, and Eric's been just amazing. So we've had a lot of stuff that we improvised actually wound up in it, which I love.
Yeah, I have to say, working with Eric Kripke is just one of the most rewarding collaborative experiences that I've ever had. We kind of a typical example of how the process works is you get a script, for example, the Spice Girls scene. Well, I got the script, and in Butcher's speech, he only references I think two or three of the Spice Girls. It makes me go, well, wait a minute, what are the rest of them doing? And so I went on the internet and saw that like Ginger had these 3 albums, and one of them was Scream If You Want to Go Faster. And so I sort of wrote out some a proposition for Eric and emailed it to him, and he was like, yeah, this is great, do it. And he was fully on board, and so yeah, he is sort of, if you come at him with an idea, he is magnanimous enough to say, that's a fucking good idea, let's do that. And that's great, I think he hires you to do a job and he lets you do it, so we're really pleased.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hey guys, quick question. So this is a question for both of you. Personally, my favorite death scene was Mesmer's in the bathroom. But what was your favorite death scene to either film or watch?
Favorite scene or favorite death scene?
Death scene.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's got to be Translucent. You're right. I didn't know that I'd be forever known as a guy that blows up somebody via ass bomb. But here I am, and I'm loving it, man.
Look, there's a few goodies. It's hard to pick from. I mean, Robin getting obliterated was a goodie. Translucent is probably, I think that's ass bomb is pretty hard. And obviously, smashing Haley Joel Osment's head into a sequence.
So cute.
Such a cutie.
He's the nicest dude,
but he
too.
did give away the ending to The Sixth Sense. Had it coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, so I've got a question for both of you. If one of you could pick what superpower you think you'd have, and then the other one, just a fatal flaw, major weakness of that power.
Sorry, just repeat the last part of the question.
Yeah, sorry. So one of you chooses your superpower, the other one chooses a fatal flaw, the most major weakness, big consequence each time you
Flaw
have
and
to use it.
superpower. Like choose a superpower, and then what would be like the flaw or the weakness?
Oh, the weakness.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
The superpower, talk to animals. The flaw or the weakness, it would probably get really boring fast. Because it would probably just be like food, shitting, food. That'd be it. But cool. In an Eliza Thornberry kind of way,
Wow. The deep.
Oh, yeah. Well, he has his own problems, so there you go. Right there.
This is a tricky one, and I should know the answer to this one. My superpower of choice would be... Oh, fuck that. Fuck superpower, super cunts. Fuck you all. Get the fuck out of here. Unbelievable. But I'll tell you what, I love your Homelander outfit. Give her a round of applause. That's wonderful. Amazing.
Hello. You've been to a lot of conventions recently, and I'm sure you've been asked a lot of questions. Out of all of those questions, what's been your favorite?
I think my favorite question is, what's your favorite question? Because arguably it leaves a lot of scope for an answer, and I will give you an answer. Yeah.
My favorite question that I've heard is probably, how do you access your rage? How do you? Sorry, this is my favorite thing. I will do this for a week.
I feel like we're shattering big time.
Yes, we are.
How do you access your rage?
scenes, one after the other in the first season. After getting the script and after begin shooting, did you have any scene that you were especially looking forward to getting to?
Especially looking forward to getting to. When I read that Homelander baptizes me, that was just a fun day. I was like, what? This is crazy. Yeah, and then that was like the only time we actually got to film together, and it was a blast.
For me, it would have been Laser Baby. Come on, Laser Baby! That was a lot of fun. I had 2 or 3 babies that day. We only used one, and he was just super calm, and I was literally, the mother was watching, and I'm going, I mean, listen, I've had kids, I know how to handle them. No babies were injured. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Love that we have a panel where we have to specify that no babies were injured. No babies were injured, guys.
This one's for Jack. Up until a pretty specific point in the show, your character doesn't make eye contact with many characters consistently, but then after a really specific point, he has this steely gaze and can stare down even A-Train. Was that direction or your interpretation of the character?
Are we talking about the scene where I'm confronting him in the 7th Tower in the first episode?
No, I'm talking specifically about when he confronts him with his father.
Oh, yes. I think that was just, I don't know, you do a scene, you do several takes, you try it a couple different ways, and I think that with Hughie, a good thing to play around with actually is eye contact, because he does lack a certain confidence, and then he finds it in these very weird moments. So I think that that's something I tried to implement throughout the show, and then I guess it showed up in that one take that they use. Dude, very specific and amazing question. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Favorite question of the day!
How do you access your eye contact?
I'm having fun. It's good to be in Atlanta.
Come on, Atlanta!
I also watch the show with my husband because, again, it's a great family show. And we both feel that there's always at least one thing that happens in an episode that's like the big, oh shit, did that just happen? And I'm just curious, as you were reading the scripts or the comics, like what for you was your biggest oh shit moment? Like, was it a finger in the gill or some C4?
The family reveal or the C4 of the ass? C4 of the ass, for sure. I mean, the fact that that happens in the 2nd episode was insane. I was like, we're just going there? Amazing.
Totally. I mean, for me personally, it was probably bashing Mesmer's head into the sink. It was just graphic. But when I read one of the scripts, I think probably Deep getting sexually assaulted with his gills.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do the action.
There's a thing about that I want to point out. So they had to build basically a replica of Chase's chest with the gills. And they had to build it, and they had this like apparatus that needed to breathe in order to do that scene. Those gills, with the chest hair and everything, were just
really
in the hair and makeup. Oh no.
I mean, he can't stop talking about day and night, gills.
It's been a weekend. So they were in the hair and makeup trailer for weeks, and it was the grossest thing in the world. It'd be like first thing of the day, like having your morning coffee, and then just like deep gills.
See, he's totally every day. He's like in there.
Yeah, okay. I just choose to give up now. That's what happens.
I feel bad for the poor actress that had to do it. Hi, welcome to the show. This is today's scene. Sir.
Yeah, my question's for Jack. With your parents working in the industry, did you always want to be an actor growing up, or did you come to that over time?
I think it was, by the way, are you in a Hughie cosplay right now? Yes. Oh my god, thank you, man. I saw you earlier. Amazing. You brought hands. You brought severed hands to the thing. It was incredible. No, I think it's something that, I mean, with having the two, I'm huge fans of both of them, obviously, and I think they proved to me that acting was a viable career path. I feel like if you said that to any other group of parents, like, hey, I want to be an actor, they'd be like, no, you're going to get a job doing math. I don't know. But it was when I was in middle school, I did a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, and did somebody just woo for A Midsummer Night's Dream? And I got I just made all these friends, and I got my first laugh on stage, and I was like, this is it forever. I love this. So that's when I truly fell in love with it, and I started to really, pursue it. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
My name is Jessica Goff. It's nice to meet you. My husband and I watch the show religiously. But I want to know, so if you told this room full of people something, they would immediately think it was true because of your power as celebrities, right? So that kind of...
Celebrity.
You're getting there. Stay
Sure,
strong.
thanks. I'm on the rise.
Yes. So
Quaid rising.
that kind of reflects the whole soup thing in the show where they are kind of militarized weapons for corporations specifically, not necessarily the good of humanity. Do you believe that your power as actors reflects that at all?
Sorry, can you please repeat the question?
All right, so
That's a long question. Do you believe our power of celebrities reflects what?
reflects the soup's power, where somebody thinks they're
Well,
so
listen,
amazing.
Yeah, now here's the thing. The great thing about the show is it really does take a honest look at the culture of celebrity and superimposes it onto superheroes. And, we've all seen the various different scandals from, Weinstein to Cosby to Jackson to whatever. So, it's a very realistic take, and Kripke's like, no, man, if superheroes did exist, they'd be just as fucked up as these modern celebrities and be self-absorbed and be, crooked and into their Insta followers and social media and self-serving and all that sort of stuff. So, it's a wonderful sort of metaphor and allegory for it. Was that your question or not? I don't know.
Close enough. You did okay.
I did okay, Jack.
I thought it was, should actors be in the military? And I'm like, probably not. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be great at it.
It was like the parallel of celebritydom compared to these superheroes and their consciousness in society. Do they reflect? Could you use your powers for evil as a celebrity and influence others?
Yes, I do use my powers for evil.
Excellent. Good answer.
Evil Quaid. I don't know. A great question, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Making people think. Love it.
Carl, this one's definitely for me.
You got this one, Jack.
So, in a lot of the TV shows and films you play, Karl, you always play the badass that will cross that line. So my question for you is, who do you think would win in a fight? Your version of Judge Dredd or Butcher?
That's hard. That's a very tough question. Yeah, McCoy would win.
Citizens of Peach Trees. In case you've forgotten, Mama is not the law. I am the law.
Yeah. I was going to answer your question. In some ways, I think Dredd might waste him. He's a pretty formidable character. I'm not saying Butcher is not, but Dredd to me is a different beast. He's He's fully backed, fully armed, and he's a force of nature. Whereas, I often think about Butcher as a character who has the right intentions, makes some appalling decisions, and is often completely out of his depth, and finds himself in these situations that he's scrambling to come out on the right side of. But yeah, thank you for your question.
Okay, so the show is messed up. I think.
Newsflash: the show is fucked up.
So the comics, I think, are arguably more messed up. Do you think they intend to make it at least as fucked as the comics, or like much worse? And how might they do that? Specifically, I'm thinking like the G-Men, because that's some messed up stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's really messed up. Do you think we'll ever get that? Oh, sorry,
would they go there?
You think we'll ever go there?
Well, do you think they might? The writers.
I mean, I think that there's only certain. I mean, our show definitely goes there, but I think that I think we've taken a little bit of a step back just because there's only so much fucked up shit you can watch before you just are like, I gotta take a knee. Just gotta take a knee real quick. I think that, the thing that Karl and I alluded to a second ago that happens in season 3, we're not gonna tell, sorry, season 2, sorry. No, that wasn't a reveal, I know nothing. All right. God, come on. Make it happen.
You realize Tripty's getting emails now. Jeff Quaid announces season 3.
Dear God, he's fired. Dear God, he's fired. The thing that happens in season 2, this season that we alluded to earlier, is just the most messed up thing possible. I don't remember it from the comics, but it's just buckle the fuck up. It's crazy. It's nuts. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
In season 4, we do it. Sorry.
Congratulations on Lightning in a Bottle. It's been a short period of time, and obviously you've got a fan base. It's massive. So I have a two-part question. One, in a lot of the world of Marvel and stuff, you see how they shoot everything on green screen. And I know that this show is a lot more gritty. And I'm wondering what percentage of it are you present for, and how much do you have to do against a special effects backdrop? And two, is anyone ever going to wipe that smug-ass face from Homelander?
Yes, it's you. I'm all about wiping that. I'm gonna fucking clock that smile for sure. At some point. To answer your question about the green screen versus the practical effects, again, taking a nod to Kripke, he is all about practical in-camera effects. And, so particularly with the boys, I find, a lot of our stuff we do for real, whether it's driving cars or other things which I can't discuss. For season 2.
Season 12.
Yeah. Or it's like, Haley Joel Osment, they built a, absolute 100% accurate replica of him for me to smash into the sink. But that's sort of really the ethos of our show is as much as possible, do it for real, do it old school, and make it gritty.
Robin's hands felt way too real. I'm just gonna say that right now. Somehow they were able to make them slightly warm, and that was not okay. I'm sorry, but I remember being like, oh no. That's the only thought in my head. Oh. Insane.
All right, so I was wondering that if you had to get a tattoo to represent the boys of the show and your experience filming it, what and where would it be for both of you?
Amazing question. Without a doubt, this.
And if I really like it, I might get it myself, might steal it, because I have 4 show tattoos and trying to collect more.
All right, man.
Dude, you should get that on this finger, just a little one.
Deep. That's some deep art.
Hey guys, thank you for being here. So one of the central parts of the show is just watching your characters, Hughie and Butcher, just develop their relationship. And I'm wondering if you can reflect on your own relationship in real life, specifically if you can look back at when you first met each other and what your initial impressions of each other.
Oh no. Great question, dude.
Was that your first reaction to me? Oh no!
No, I mean, you know, all jokes aside, I gotta give it up to this guy. He just took me under his wing, and he's just the greatest of all possible dudes. And, no, I just feel like I know I'm gonna be all sincere right now, and then when you talk, you're just gonna say something, but I feel like we really developed a friendship. And I love you, man.
He's a cunt. I tell you, one of the biggest I've ever worked with. No, seriously. I'll tell you the story. Early on, we went out to a bar called the Dog's Bollocks. We had a few beers and just talking and stuff. That's how we first sort of, started sort of form a sort of friendship. And it sort of pretty quickly developed. So we went out to a restaurant one night, a big sort of cast dinner restaurant. The restaurant was packed. And we're all sitting around, and all of a sudden, this cake appears. And which I had bought at a supermarket just before and delivered it before we got there. And I was like, it's Jack Quaid's birthday! Happy birthday! And then everybody starts singing, the whole fucking restaurant starts singing happy birthday. It's not his birthday!
It was not my birthday.
Classic. He got caked.
It was the weirdest prank I've ever been faced with in my life.
But it gets better. So we eat a bit of the cake, right? We eat it. But there's some left over, and we're all planning to go out clubbing and go to bars and shit. This fucker takes the cake with him from party to bar. I've got photos of him walking down the street into bars. What's a box with a cake in it?
Yeah, I was told never to waste food, okay? I was told. But the best part was, once we got to a certain bar, there was this woman there who was just like, I'll take the cake. We were like, you sure? It's like, yeah. We're like, all right. It was amazing. But guys, a few months later, we're on set. Lunch is happening. Everybody's having a great time. 2 gigantic cakes that say happy birthday to New Zealand's Karl emerge. And everyone in our entire cast and crew thinks it's Karl's birthday, and then after all that, he has to explain to them what just happened. And he got caked. He did. So we got the cake war. The song? Oh yeah, I wrote a song about it. It's like, you got caked, Karl Urban. You got caked, yeah. Cause when you cake another man, it's only a matter of time before it kicks you back. And then I had some Phil Collins drums. It's on Instagram, I'll post it, it's insane.
Thank the Lord you can act.
Thank you for your question.
Well, I love the show. I love how it was surprisingly dark. So a question for you guys is, when you do a show like this, so dark and the content, is it make it difficult for you guys for future gigs? Like, I don't see it very easy for you to get a job with Disney's Marvel in the future.
I did that. He's screwed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
No, I don't know. I think that's entirely possible still. You know, I think that it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how synonymous with these roles we all become. You know, it's you know, probably, you know, think of some of your favorite actors in whatever respective show or movies and stuff, and it sometimes can be difficult to divorce the actor from the character, and you know, they get typecast. So it remains to be seen. All I know is that we're having an absolute blast, and you know, if people eternally think of us as these characters, then so be it. That's not a bad thing. We're having a hell of a lot of fun making this show for you.
It's amazing.
And we want to do it for a few years to come.
We've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to catch one more question on each side, and then we'll round this out, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Hi. So I know in the comics, the inspiration for Hughie was Simon Pegg. Now, him playing your dad in the show, does he like influence how you play your character, or like does he have a lot of kind of say in what's going on with the character of Hughie?
First of all, I just want to shout out Simon Pegg really quickly because he is absolutely my hero, and like when I found out that the character was modeled after him, it was really intimidating. Like, he never actually played the role, but it almost felt like he had. And I've never been more insecure that I wasn't Simon Pegg in my life. That's like such a very specific emotion, but I had it for a while. But he got on the set and he was so amazingly helpful and kind and hilarious, and it was like a dream come true to work with him. So he helped me a lot. I mean, I remember I read the comics so that, because it looked so different from the character, just so I could get the spirit of Hughie and what he was like. But I remember rewatching Shaun of the Dead just to get that kind of like feel out that Simon Pegg vibe a bit. So yeah, I think he influenced me a ton and continues to, because like again, he's the fucking best. He's amazing. Thank you.
And of course, my advice to him was to this differentialness towards Peg was fuck Peg. Do your own thing.
I wasn't copying him 100%. I wasn't doing an English accent.
No.
Well, he did an American accent as my father. That would have been fun. Would have been confusing but cool.
Hey there, so hopefully we get a third season. But I'm curious, would either of you be interested in directing any episodes?
Ooh. That's a good question. I don't, you know, that's an interesting one. I've often sort of thought about it, flirted with the idea. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you got to be first there, last out. And then, you know, I don't know, I think that, you know, we all think, oh, that's something that I'd like to do. And I think there's certain elements of it that just by the virtue of the fact that I've been doing this for over 20 years that I'm pretty proficient at. The construction of a scene and how to utilize the camera to tell a story. But, you know, if I'm perfectly honest, you know, when I have doubts or a question about it, it's like, would I be able to service the other actors as well as, you know, as I could? Because I'd be obviously quite focused on my character, but they'd have to be focused on everybody else's and to be focused on their beats and making sure their story resonates. I don't know. It's a whole different discipline. It's definitely one that intrigues me. So I don't know. Maybe one day. I don't know. What about you, Quaid?
Oh, no one will listen to me. No, it'll be.
On this show, there's so much going on, and the most I've ever directed is like some sketches on YouTube. So,
oh, they're good. Look them up.
Look them up, y'all. Sasquatch comedy. No, it's. I totally did just plug that. No, I think I have to work my way up to that. But I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future, something. Yeah. Thank you very much.
One more day tomorrow.
One more day, yeah. Oh, and that's right. There was a panel that was supposed to be scheduled. That's on the schedule for tomorrow, and we do apologise. We are unable to do that because we've got to fly back to make the show for you guys. But we're here. We're going back to tables now. We'll be here all day tomorrow.
Okay.
So please do drop by, say
by and
hello.
say hi,
And we just want to thank you. You guys are the best fans.
Amazing.
We're so stoked to have you enjoy our show. We're going to work our butts off to make season 2 even better. And as Jack said, we've just been greenlit for season 3. No.
Season 24 is coming your way.
Atlanta, we love you. Thank you so much.
Please exit out through either side of the doors, not through the center door where the facility goes to. Please exit out through the doors on the either side. Thank you for coming.
Hey guys!
You are